Hello and welcome back to the Outdoor Station, and this time we're looking at the Vaude Brenta 35, a pack which is probably going to appeal to families or a group of people who want to share the same pack but obviously have something which will be simple and easy to adjust for different back lengths. So without further ado, let's have a look. The Brenta 35, another one in the Vaude range, which incorporates the Aeroflex and Flash adjustable back system, allowing the rucksack to be used by numerous people with different back lengths, perhaps the same family, perhaps different users in a school or similar, and adjusts anywhere from extra small to extra large back length. We'll come on to that later. The backpack itself is a very respectable 1.28 kilograms in weight. It comes in a variety of colours. Obviously we've got the lovely glorious sexy red here, but it's also available in the dark mysterious black too. So let's look at the main features of the pack itself before we're going into the clever back adjustable system. So 35 litres in capacity, 1.28 kilograms in weight, nicely featured with all the key things that most people want. Starting off first of all with a fairly generous front mesh pocket, a good stretch to that mesh pocket there. You'll get a good range of items in there, and that is lashed closed at this particular point just behind the lid here, but also right round underneath the lid there, but we'll come back to that shortly just for additional security. Then of course you have the traditional walking pole or ice axe loops here, top and bottom, a pair of those on either side of the pack, which allows for a maximum carrying ability. Around to the side of the pack we have a couple of tension straps here, top and bottom, both clipping towards the pack side there, and once again a fairly generous mesh pocket going right to the bottom of the pack there, which of course allows you to slide your walking poles or whatever through down behind these compression straps. And again we've got those on both sides as well. At the bottom of the pack, like with most Vaude packs actually, it's got a built-in rain cover so your friends can see you on the hills, a nice bright orange one there, and that saves it blowing away accidentally, which has happened to me a few times when on the hills. Coming to the top of the pack, now at the top of the pack we have 4 small little tabs here already sewn in to each corner, if you like, of the lid, and that would allow you to put a zigzag of shock cord or compression cord or whatever across there to allow for additional storage should you wish to do so. Again, you have a traditional lid pocket, which is a fairly generous lid pocket there, which you can get your usual extras in, perhaps your lunch or whatever it might be you're wanting to get into there, so it's good capacity on that. Now if we release the lid from here and fold back, you'll see inside the lid you have an additional pocket, a nice mesh pocket there with a zip on it, nice safety zip, and that's where people sometimes put their keys or their wallet, so it's out of sight and tucked away nicely sort of inside the pack, but you can get to it very quickly. The pack itself, as I said, has got the lash strap connection points. There's a long lash strap here attached to the mesh pocket, and that can connect here, which is just underneath the lid where I showed you initially, or it can connect all the way over to the top center spine of the pack there, and that would allow you to perhaps put a rope underneath there and lash that down tight so it's nicely tightly compressed in, and of course that still keeps your mesh pocket tucked away safely as well. So if I just take this pillow out, you'll see that there is the traditional hydration slot. Just tilt it down, there we are, it's in there, which will take a 2-litre hydration unit quite happily. A lot of people just fold their sleeping mats and stick the sleeping mats down there, to be honest, but there's the hydration slot there, and there is a very, very useful little Velcro tab there, which a lot of people use to perhaps clip to a roll top bag or a small bag of some other nature where you might want to put a small hydration bladder in there, so that flips out the way and it never keeps dropping down inside the pack. And of course the exit to the hydration bladder is on the right hand side of the pack there, marked by this little symbol here, and the hole is just tucked underneath there where my finger is. So it just exits here. So that comes down the right-hand part of the shoulder harness. As you would expect, it's a reasonably padded shoulder harness with upper cinch straps. Now these are quite adjustable, and we'll come back to these in a moment, how where they affect the adjusting system. But you've got the chest brace, as you would expect, which slides up and down. Naturally it clips together, and I just noticed that the chest brace actually does not have a whistle on it, just in case you were expecting one with a whistle on. And that naturally has got the usual attachment points down there. Now the hip belt itself, if it is stiff, but it's not particularly heavily padded. So if you're somebody that wants a really well padded hip belt, then this probably isn't for you. It's lightly padded, stiffened hip belt. They do have pockets on the hip belt on both sides. The pockets aren't the most generous in the world. To be fair, you get probably a mobile phone in there, perhaps, and an energy bar perhaps, but not very much else. It's not the largest pockets in the world, but obviously that doesn't take away anything from the fact they are still quite usable. Now the actual adjustable back system is the key appeal of the Brenta range, the Brenta 35 and also the larger Brenta 50. It consists of two components. The first component is the Aeroflex system, which refers to, I just push this shoulder harness out of the way there, which refers to this mesh back system, and underneath you can see the wire strut there, the metal strut. Now that allows the back to flex. If I just put it sideways to the camera and push it, you can see that that's what that's doing there, and that is adjustable, which we'll come on to in a second. The second is the flash system, and the flash system refers to how to make the shoulder harness longer. So we ease off the upper tension straps there, we go down to the bottom of the pack, and right at the bottom of the pack, you can probably just see it there where I've got my finger. The camera gets in nice and tight, you can see the M, so it is set up for a medium back length. And that is simply a Velcro tab that folds over. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to readjust this back length to suit someone with a longer back length. So you just slide your hand in here, grab the long tab and pull, and that then comes out, and on here you can see all the back lengths. There's the medium, long, extra long, and then if I pull that tighter, then you've got the small and extra small at the very bottom there. So how does this affect everything? Well, if I go to the top of the pack and look at the shoulder harness, by releasing that, this now releases the shoulder harness to come out much, much longer like that. And that's the reason why the upper cinch straps have such a wide range of adjustment on them, to allow for all types of shoulders. So I am now going to adjust this for a long back length. So coming to the bottom of the pack there, there's the L for long. So I'm just folding that tab back there first of all. Going to the top of the shoulder harness, just pulling those harnesses out so they're nice and tight, which is the case. And now for micro adjustment, we adjust the Aeroflex system, this mesh back, because at the moment you can see the mesh back is right against the metal frame, which might suit a certain type of back length. Obviously this is set up for longer back length. This is the micro adjustment now to move it a half an inch either way. The way we do that is we release the Aeroflex tension locks, which are here, which are behind the hip belt. There's the hip belt. These are locked in behind the hip belt. They just release off like that, and there's one on the other side there as well. That releases, and that then flattens the back system out completely. Now to reduce it down and do that to the back system, I just basically pull on these corner sections, and again you pull to adjust it to how you want it. You tuck the tab out the way underneath the belt so it doesn't catch on anything. That just folds down and clips in there, and lo and behold, we now have an air gap between the frame and the mesh. And again, that has adjusted the back length fractionally, so that would suit somebody with a certain type of long back length. So you can see that it actually is very, very flexible and will take a whole range of obviously sizes, heights of people. It is a unisex harness, so it's the same harness male and female, but makes it an extremely flexible pack, ideal for all members of the family. And as I say, it comes in a very respectable 1.28 kilos. So for a 35 litre all-round outdoor pack, I think it's great value. And I think you'll probably agree, actually. It's a pretty flexible pack, excellent value for money, good price point, and obviously the adjustability of it will appeal to a lot of people. So let's just have a look at that in a little bit more detail. As we say, it's 35 litres. You've got the two types of adjustable system on there, and of course it's a very respectable 1.275 kilos, which is obviously good. And the pack is of course available in the UK. Now, we've got plenty more videos that are coming and going all the time on the Outdoor Station. We also do the audio podcasts as well. We're now clocked up over 5 million audio downloads and over 1 million video views. So if you want to hear more about us or follow us in our various releases, here's how you do it.
Since 2005, over 5 million people have listened to the Outdoor Station audio podcasts, and over 1 million have watched the videos. You can subscribe to the Outdoor Station in numerous ways. Visit the website and select the link to your chosen social media network. The UK's only award-winning audio and video podcast service for the great outdoors.
Yep, well, that's it. Thanks very much for watching. There's more videos coming soon, and until then, take care. Bye.
This machine will have eyes, ears, and a voice.